got with me today a set of siblings, a brother-sister duo who will be seen on screen for the first time together in their film DOBARA. I'd like to welcome Huma Qureshi and Saqib Saleem. Thanks so much for joining me.
Hi Francesca, how are you doing?
Very good, thanks. So Huma, the last time we met, I remember you were very excited about this project that you were working on with your brother and you wouldn't tell me anything about it. I promise she really was. So I wanted to ask, how come you all chose this genre, like this concept? Why horror? Because I think in India it's a bit challenging, right, to have horror films.
Precisely for that reason. We chose it precisely for that reason. We think, both of us, Huma and me, think alike on this, that it's been more than 5-10 years that we've had a genuine horror film coming from India. But when we have films coming from Hollywood, like The Conjuring comes here, The Ring comes here, all these films come here and they do really, really well. So there's definitely an audience for horror films, but we have not been able to provide them with that genuine horror film. We somewhere club horror with there's a new genre that's come up called Horror-X. I have nothing against it, but I think अगर Horror-X films बन सकती हैं तो I think horror films can also be made. And this is our humble, genuine experiment / attempt at the horror genre because we think India needs a genuine horror film.
Were you all always looking forward to working with each other? Or was it something that just came up?
Huma should answer this.
We spoke about it, to be very honest. We spoke about that we should do a film together, 2 actors in the family, might be fun. Well, we didn't know it was going to happen so early on in our careers, to be very honest. We didn't know it was going to be horror because I think the genre chose us rather than the other way around.
Okay, I'm sure 100 people have already asked you how it was to work with each other.
Yes.
But I'm still curious to know, were you all able to like just disconnect after pack up, or were you all taking work home with you all?
Well, there are good days and there are bad days. Let's just put it like that. I mean, like any other sibling relationship, you know, sometimes, some days you're like, oh wow, this is so cool, and you get me and I get you.
What a great co-actor.
What a great co-actor. And we've so much great energy, we vibe each other, we get each other. And some days you're just like, oh God, I can't deal with this. And this is so frustrating. And all the negative things about your sibling, that your sibling has as a personality trait also come on set. So it's like a double. Anyway, work is stressful and then that personality trait is there. So it's like I said, there are good days and there are bad days, you know, like.
All I like to say is that it's difficult because you know the person too well, and sometimes the lines get blurred between the fact that she is my sister, but also my co-actor. So sometimes that gets very difficult to manage, but I had to genuinely tell myself, okay, Saqib, you're doing this film with Huma, but she's a co-actor. Don't treat her like a sister on set, because if I didn't want to take any advantage that I wouldn't take with any other co-actor, because I wanted to give her space and I wanted my space.
So you all both started your careers relatively around the same time. So has there been any sort of sibling competition, or are you just each other's best critics?
No, I think there is competition, but there is also love. And even when we criticize each other, we know for a fact that it comes from a good place. We want each other to become better. And very early on in our careers, Huma and me decided we'll find too many people in the world who will be like, "Arey, wo kya shot diya tumne yaar? That right look you gave, no audience is going to go crazy." But there'll be very few people who will say, that shot wasn't good. And even if there are, I might not take it in the right way because it's coming from somebody I don't know. But when it comes from Huma, I know it's coming from the right place. And she is genuinely looking out for me. So we are that one person in each other's life who we like constructive criticism if it can make us better. And if it's coming from the both of us, it's always better.
So if you were to decide, or if you could choose who Huma's next co-star in Bollywood would be, someone who she's not worked with already.
That is a very good question. Nobody's ever
asked us. Who do you think?
High five for that.
That's a good question. Okay.
You think because you have to cast him
Because she's dying to work with me again, but I'll not take my name because you want me to take another name. But I think Huma would really enjoy working with somebody like a Ranbir Kapoor. Because I think, according to me, Ranbir Kapoor is one of the best actors we have. And I also think Huma also knows a little bit acting here and there. So it will be like an interesting combination of them working together.
Nice.
That's sweet.
And what about for Saqib?
I mean, Alia, of course, because Alia is just
she's brilliant.
smashing.
What about a director's wish list? Do you either?
I want to work with Rajkumar Hirani.
Hey, that's my answer.
He makes the best films in the world.
That's my answer. He's stolen my answer.
Arey, she asked me first. She looked at me while asking
I was looking
it.
at him.
Just because you're a guy, she's looking at you, yeah.
But maybe he'll cast trust you as brother-sister again.
No, I think I want to take a Huma detox. I've had enough. I need another 5, 6, 10 years to get back on set with her.
Okay, and what types of films do you guys like watching?
Everything. We watch everything. I don't think there's a particular genre we like to watch, but I think we love watching Bollywood films. We've grown up on the 90s Bollywood cinema.
We're masala kids.
Masala
kids. We are desi, we are filmy. Our favorite film is Satte Pe Satta, Sholay. We've grown up watching that. But also now we've become slightly, we see world cinema also.
No, I enjoy.
I think world
Saqib
cinema
why
is
do you watch
great.
all these boring? I like all these boring.
Like great, French cinema is great, but it's very slow.
I know.
I'm a masala boy.
And the subtitles.
I'm like, am I going to watch the film or going to read the subtitles?
See,
I'm not even watching the performance.
I like my Bollywood masala, but I also like little arty films. I mean, I'll be honest.
Artsy.
I like talking about your cinema and that shot. I think Saqib was like, oh.
It was really lovely chatting with the both of you. I wish
thought
DOBARA all
we
the very best.
Saqib still hasn't flirted with you.
Tell everybody when
He's
is the
not
film
done
releasing.
yet.
For sure.
When is it releasing?
2nd June.
So what are you doing on 2nd June?
See?
I'm going to watch the film. Why? We won't have like a private screening
No,
beforehand.
wanna watch-
I would take you for the film. You want to go on a private screening?
Private screening.
Okay, I'll be
For me
there
and the
privately.
team.
I'll be there privately for this private
That's the
screening.
thing. He's not done. He still hasn't flirted with you.
Okay, off cameras, but on camera.
I'll talk to you later, darling. My number is.
So that was a conversation with Huma Qureshi and Saqib Saleem, who are acting together, like I said, in their first film, DOBARA, which is in theatres on the 2nd of June.